Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip of a fat activist saying, "It's brave to be obese. We have to put up with so much more than everybody else." We're also going to be taking a look at a couple of bonus clips, including one where somebody's talking about the horrifying economics of thinness, and another one where somebody says, "I love my fat body, but nobody else does." So be sure to stick around until the end. By the way, I've started selling merch again, and I've started off with something that a lot of people have asked me to buy. This poster. Finally, you can have the iconic, not at all creepy, background poster that is featured in all Cynical Dude videos. Confuse and scare your friends, family, and pets today. Here's a link. You can also buy an apron that has my logo on it, Punchy the Pillow, or a sticker with that very same picture. Stay tuned for more merch coming out soon that has some of my favorite slogans on it. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
Being on the internet, starting in a body positive, then body neutral, then fat positive, then fat liberation journey. We're on it.
Yes, we are.
I feel like I get little pieces of the narrative all at different times. So I just want to come back and go over where I feel I'm at now.
A lot of crab claw of redemption going on here.
Also, this hat doesn't really fit my head, but it's so cute. So in my personal box, I work on being at peace with my body. I work on loving my body. I know some people that's not something they want to do, but for me, it is.
For me. How does one work on loving your body? By eating right and exercising and taking good care of that body? Oh, not that. Okay.
I work on taking care of my body.
Yeah, a proper diet, a good exercise regimen. I agree, we should all do that. I like where this is going.
In a public space, something that can get really aggravating is the comments on bravery and confidence. And this is one of the reasons I want to say this out loud to the
Okay, this is one of the reasons. Okay. Are you sick of people telling you you're brave?
The internet is
Because I like being told I'm brave. Even if you're patronizing me, I'm too dumb to get it, so I'll just take it. If you're too dumb to get that you're being patronized, then it bounces right off you. It doesn't work. Oh my God, Cynical, you're so brave coming out here in public. I could never leave the house wearing a shirt like that. You think I'm brave? All right, thanks. This is definitely genuine. All right, nice. That's what I do. Don't try to subtly dunk on me. I'll just roll with it.
I am not brave or confident for putting clothes on my body.
I am. I'm super brave. And I would love a round of applause every time I leave the house. I'll take it.
For putting a video on the internet.
I am brave for putting a video on the internet. So you guys can go ahead and start showering me with praise. I'll take it.
However, simultaneously, living in a larger body in the society we live in is brave and courageous. It shouldn't be.
It's brave and courageous to be obese. Okay, what is it to be in good shape then? It's weak and cowardly. That's what I'm getting from this, right? If it's brave to be obese, then being buff is weak as shit. You're a coward, dog. Get the fuck out.
But shit is hard. Okay, next point, which kind of connects. The more I learn about anti-fat bias, the more I see it.
Okay. Are you sure you're not just obsessed with this concept of anti-fat bias, so you're seeing it everywhere?
Which is a little painful, but necessary, I think.
It does hurt.
Also, something I've heard floating around the internet, but I'm not sure everybody has heard, is that fat phobia as a term is not in our best interest, because conflating people's anti-fat bias with real diagnosed phobias is just not accurate.
Okay, so you guys think the term phobia is no longer an accurate phrase to use. Now we're going with anti-fat bias. Okay, well the term anti-fat bias is also silly. It implies that people care enough to have a bias against you. I don't have a phobia of you or a bias against you. I don't care.
So anti-fat bias is what I'm using.
It makes you feel better to think there are people that are just out to get you or something like.
In the fat liberation, like advocacy space, it has to be intersectional. It has to be intersectional.
You just said a whole lot of nothing, my friend.
I feel like I have learned so much about ableism and the way it is intertwined with fat phobia and racism, and the way racism is intertwined with fat phobia. There's so much.
Yeah, there's a lot, bestie. A whole lot to take it. There's so much intersectionality, man. It's like blowing my mind.
This is by no means an all-inclusive list of like things we need to know, but it's the things that were at the top of my head. So like, sound off in the comments. Like, what have you been learning?
I have learned that the more we love to smell our own farts, the more our hand crumples down into the crab claw of redemption. As the pretentiousness increases, the hand just closes.
About anti-fat bias, fat liberation.
What I've learned is that some people have personal problems and they don't want to accept that it's a personal problem, so they're trying to make it everybody else's problem. And like I said, I think the term anti-fat bias is almost as silly as the term fat phobia. It implies that people care enough to have it out for you or be against you or whatever. If I can quiet all the horrific voices in my own head telling me that I'm not good enough and I'll never accomplish anything, maybe we can worry about you. That's what's hilarious. Like, you think people don't have their own problems? You think the average person walking down the street is like, darn all these larger people. Next.
Let's talk about the horrifying economics of thinness.
It is horrifying.
There's an inverse relationship between BMI and income in the United States.
There's also a positive correlation between IQ and income.
That is, the richer people are, the thinner they are.
Are you shocked that someone that is successful is more likely to take care of themselves?
If we break things down by gender, we see that the line for women slopes down very sharply, and the line for men is flat or maybe even positive. Women who are 25 pounds overweight make $16,000 less a year than average-sized women.
None of these statistics mean anything. We've been over this several times, but these mostly just point out who is less likely to pursue advancement.
Men who are 25 pounds overweight earn $8,000 more than average-sized men. And these estimates for women might understate reality because it's hard to estimate the wage gap for someone who wasn't even offered the job in the first place because of size-based discrimination.
Or it could be a myriad of other reasons, right? We really don't know why we didn't get the job. We can't go around assuming. That's really dumb. Like, if I don't get a job, I just automatically assume it's because I have a mustache. That's why you guys didn't hire me. Like, maybe it's because I'm an incompetent boob, you know? That could also be why they didn't hire you.
Now, historically, explanations of the relationship between BMI and income have focused on the reverse causal arrow, suggesting that it's not weight that affects income, but income that affects weight. Like, poor people struggle to afford healthy food. They have less time to exercise.
Well, healthy food is actually cheaper, and you prioritize the things in life that matter to you.
But that doesn't explain the gender gap. In fact, the causal effect of weight on income for women in particular has been demonstrated in academic research.
Are you sure that people that weigh more get paid less? Could it be that your body type is somewhat a reflection of your work ethic? Like I've talked about before, I've worked with morbidly obese people, and they could barely get up out of the chair. I would be the one going to the copier or the printer. I could do things 30 times faster than they could. And that makes sense because I didn't have an excess of 100 pounds weighing me down like they did. If somebody literally can't do as much work as me, why would they make more money than me? Do you think somebody that gets up at 5 a.m. and goes to the gym every day and eats right and avoids junk food is more likely to be a go-getter in other aspects of their life? Do you think all that extra energy they have from eating right and exercising enables them to work hard and pursue advancement? Do you think they might just have a different type of mentality in general? I'm not sure why all this information is coming to us from you. Is this another one of those dietitians that just tells you to eat whatever you want while she's all snatched?
For example, Swedish researchers sent in fictitious job applications to real job postings. They manipulated the size of the applicant and their headshots, and they found that larger applicants received fewer callbacks.
Okay.
In fact, women might find it as economically valuable to lose weight as to gain additional education. The wage premium from getting a master's degree is 18%. Not much more than the premium a woman would obtain from losing 65 pounds.
Okay, so I should get snatched so I can excel at my job. Thank you for the advice.
Jennifer Chanel, a law professor at Vanderbilt,
Jennifer Chanel?
found that not only are thin
I don't know who that is.
women more successful in the labor market, but they're more likely to marry men who are more successful in the labor market.
No shit. So if I work hard and take care of my physique, I might also attract a partner who works hard and takes care of their physique? You're kidding. What is the point of any of this?
According to some surveys, girls as young as 6 recognize the expectation that they should be thin. And
What surveys? That means nothing.
then we act surprised when we see women over-exercising or restricting their diets. And I think many people often assume it's vanity. But no, our economic system punishes women in the first place and then doubly punishes them when they don't conform to very specific, very rigid standards of beauty.
That's what you got from that. That's not what I got from that at all. Nobody's punishing this group or that group or preventing them from excelling. Certain groups that have certain body types are more likely to be hard workers and pursue advancement in general. Does a morbidly obese person have the same work ethic as Jeff Cavalier? I haven't brought up Jeff Cavalier in quite a while. I thought it was time. It's been a while since I talked about athletics. He's never eaten a cake. It's been a while. Next.
Okay, here's my thing with being fat. I love the way that I look. I can look at myself in the mirror and say, I really genuinely and truly think that I look so beautiful.
Okay. The fact that you felt the need to tell me that means that you truly believe it.
I think I'm so beautiful. I look like a Venus painted me. I think I'm so sexy and cute no matter what angle.
Okay.
I look at myself like this in the mirror, and I look at that and I say that it looks beautiful because it does, because I am beautiful.
Okay. Is this what learning to love your body means? Is any of this genuine, or is this like cope or projecting our insecurities because we don't actually feel this way? You know what a confident person doesn't say? Hey guys, I'm confident. You know what I mean? That's a display. That's not real confidence. Like I've said 1,000 times, confidence is quiet, insecurity is loud.
I'm beautiful and sexy and amazing.
Okay.
Truly and honestly, I look at myself and I think that. My thing is, nobody else looks at me and sees that. And that's...
I'm not trying to laugh at your pain, man. That's just funny. I think I'm the hottest thing ever. Nobody else does. Bastards.
where it gets so hard to keep up that confidence.
Then it's not confidence. It's a weird little display that you're putting on. We shouldn't put all this effort into trying to figure out how to fake being confident. We could put all that effort into trying to figure out why we're not confident and working on that so we do become confident.
Growing up, I was always the fat girl who, was confident. I would dress, I wore what I wanted to wear, whatever. And that was fine. But now that I'm getting older and I'm dating and really paying attention to what people think of me, I work in retail. I work at the cash register. I see the way people look at me. And sometimes I think, man, why are they looking at me like that? And I'm like, oh.
You're not confident then. You're looking at people glancing at you and you think that they're judging you negatively. You feel negative about yourself and you assume that they're thinking negative things about you. You don't know what they're thinking. See, this is another indicator that you're not confident. When you see people just standing there like this, and your first thought is, they're judging me negatively, that's because you're insecure about your looks.
Shoot, forgot I was fat. Because, I know that I'm fat, but I don't perceive that as a negative thing. So it always takes me by surprise when people treat me the way that they treat me.
Nobody treated you any kind of way. You said that they looked at you, and you assumed it was because of your fat. Your issues are showing.
It's just so difficult, and this is me. The rest of the world needs to catch up because it's so frustrating.
Are we going to talk about this bowl of cheddar potato soup or whatever you got going on right here? I love how we don't even mention it. It's like if my coffee cup was just right here. This whole video, I'm like, yeah, man, fucking anti-fat bias and all this type of shit, blah, blah, blah. There's just this cup chilling right here, hey, Are we going to mention that, or just going to pretend like this isn't happening? Oh, yeah, pay no attention to the bowl of cheddar potato soup right there. We're actually talking about anti-fat bias in retail. She just picks it up and starts slurping it. That would be funny.
Having done so much work on myself, and then other people don't do the same thing. And I get it. It's like, if you're skinny, and that is like such, I guess, a privilege.
It's not, but go off. Whatever makes you feel better.
Why would you make it so that fat people can also, be on that same level?
But if I was skinny and I had privilege, why would I make it so fat people could also be on that level? You're right, I'm withholding my skinny privilege to keep you down or something, because I'm so pathetic that the only way I could feel I have value in my life is to hold privilege over larger people.
Because that would be taking away from what you have or whatever?
What do you mean? Right, that's why the term skinny privilege is really dumb. Nothing you said makes any sense. So I have skinny privilege, and I'm gonna hold on to it because I don't want any larger people to be able to climb the social hierarchy and get to the top where I am. And I got to the top by losing weight, which is what I did. Actions that I took got me to the top of this so-called non-existent hierarchy. Is it really privilege if people got thin by their own actions?
But it's just hard. It's just hard. I don't know if I'm ever gonna be skinny. Like, I'm pretty healthy, I think.
Okay.
I'm just fat. I've always been fat. I think I have a hormone imbalance. It's really difficult for me to...
For me?
Eat right and exercise.
You have a hormone imbalance, so it's hard for you to eat right and exercise. People that use that as an excuse, I don't think that's how they do it. I don't think you're doing that right. You're supposed to say, I do eat right and exercise, but these stupid hormones, you see? You kind of messed that up. That's a new one to me. I have hormone problems, which prevent me from eating right and exercising. Okay, so it's the lack of eating right and exercising that's doing this, not the hormones. Okay, thank you.
Two things which I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, we don't want to go down that rabbit hole. We'll be here all day.
It doesn't matter. I shouldn't have to work so hard to be skinny.
Okay, but if other people do, and they get treated better by society, why are we going to be butthurt about that? We've just acknowledged that we don't feel like putting in the work to be skinny or whatever, but then we also tried to say that they have privilege for being skinny. You just said they put in the work and you don't feel like doing it. Alright, so it's not privilege then. Thank you for confirming. It's hard work that we don't feel like doing.
I don't want to do that. I like the way that I look, but the rest of the world doesn't like the way that I look. And it is like so...
You like the way you look so much that you assume everybody's making fun of you.
Soul crushing every time to get in a relationship, and people are like, well, this might be my personality too. They're like, oh, I just don't see you like that. I just see you as a friend. I just don't know. You're just so friendly. No. And part of it, I think, is definitely the way that I look.
Okay. Yeah, people do care about looks, especially in a romantic relationship. I'm guessing you also do,
Just the way that I look. What am I supposed to do with that?
I don't know. Okay. I don't know.
What am I supposed to do? And even now, like recently, I've been liking somebody, and there's a lot of other factors that go into play, but I think what it boils down to is a lot of the time people just seem so not wanting to encourage me and this person that I like because I'm fat.
Not wanting to encourage you and this person you like. Are you saying people are not supportive of this non-existent relationship? Because they should be.
I just think they could never like me, which, I think there's other things that go into play here again. But I think that they do, or did, a little at least. I don't think it's impossible, and other people think that it is.
Okay.
It's just so frustrating. Can you guys get with the program? Can you get with it?
Get with what program? What the heck did that mean? Can you guys get with the program? Can you get with it? It's funny to talk about thin privilege and then also talk about how you don't feel like eating right and exercising. So those people don't have privilege, they have the reward for their hard work. If I want somebody that's hot as hell and puts a lot of time and energy into their appearance, eating right, exercising, taking care of themselves, even pursuing advancement at work, then I need to also embody all of those things. I can't expect a supermodel who puts a ton of hard work into themselves when I put no work into myself. So what do you think of the clips that we just saw? Is it brave to be obese in today's world? Do obese people get paid less because of anti-fat bias? And are we super confident even though we assume that everybody is judging us negatively? Leave a comment below. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.